It is indeed my pleasure to be here with all of you, and I'm going to talk to you about energy. Better you all increase your energy level. But as I said before I start, I'm a professor of IIT Bombay. I'm teaching solar energy. I'm a married person. I have 2 daughters. But I have left my home for 11 years. So last time when I was at my home, it was 2020. And the next time when I'm going to go home, it is going to be 2031. And I keep asking people, why would somebody leave home for 11 years? Well, and what I'm going to do with this 11 years, I'm living in this bus. I'm traveling all over the country. And this is not a normal bus. This is my home. So there is a bed inside. There is a kitchen inside. There's a washroom inside. There's a training room inside. There's a library inside. There's an office inside. There's a small temple inside and also a small garden. And there are solar panels on the top that generates enough electricity to power all requirements of my home. So why I'm doing this and why I left my home for 11 years, not because I've gone crazy. I keep asking, I keep telling, there can be 2 reasons why would somebody do that. One is that person has gone crazy, दिमाग का screw ढीला हो गया. Sometime, IIT professors के साथ हो सकता है. Or there is a genuine reason. So I hope looking at me, I don't look like a crazy person. What do you say? No? Thank you so much for being so kind to me. Which means there is a genuine reason I'm doing it, and that is for the planet Earth, for the survivability of human life on this planet. And let me quote this shloka from Rig Veda, Prathavi Puhu Cha Urvi Bhava. When the earth and all its expansion, water, air, soil, when everything will be fine, the humans living or every creature living on this planet will also be fine. But the unfortunate fact of the modern life is that it is not the same anymore. It has all changed. Our planet has become warmer by 1.2 degrees centigrade. I'm sure everybody has heard of global warming. 1.2 degrees centigrade is not a small change in temperature. In degree Fahrenheit, it is almost like 2.1 degree Fahrenheit. Human body temperature is normally 97 degree, 98 degree Fahrenheit. And if it increases by just 2 degree, if it becomes 100 degree, what we say? Body has got the fever. The planet's temperature is increased by 2.1 degree Fahrenheit. Can we say planet has got the fever? Answer is yes, obviously. And when we get a fever, what we do? Take paracetamol, Dolo 650, everybody's favorite during the COVID. But is there any tablet that we can give out to our planet so that it reduces its temperature? And when we get fever, what happens? We can't eat properly, we can't sleep properly, we can't work properly. Similar to that, planet also cannot behave properly. And as a result of that, there are more floods, there are droughts, there are heat waves, there are cold waves, sea level is rising, forest fires are happening, all kind of things are happening which otherwise should not have happened. Billions of dollars are getting lost because of the climatic event, and millions of lives are already getting affected. And I keep asking people, who is doing it? Who has done the climate change? You know what most intelligent people say? They say, humans have done it, I have not done it. Humans have caused the climate change. Then I have to wake them up, hello, are you not human? Then they'll say, we have done it. That is also not correct, because whenever we say we, it is nobody's responsibility. Finally, every individual who is enjoying AC in this hall, every individual who is actually using material, clothes, electricity, petrol, diesel is contributing to the climate change. So the right answer, who is causing the climate change? I am doing that. I am that person that is doing that. One more point before I go further. I feel really so surprised. One side, the GDP of the country is growing. On the other side, nature is degrading. And what is this nature? That nurtures our life. The air, water, soil, essentials of our life. We can live without computer. We can live without mobile phone. We can live without content creation, for example. But we can't live without air, water, and soil. And look what is happening. Can anybody guarantee that the air that you are breathing is pure anymore? Can you drink a glass of water without filtering? Can you guarantee that the food that you are eating is without chemicals? Nobody can. So we have already destroyed the very same planet to a great extent. So the basic question that I would like to ask before I go further, when GDP is increasing, nature is degrading, is it a modernity or a stupidity? It looks like a plain stupidity, isn't it? And the next question is, who is stupid? I, not we. Who is stupid? I. That is the whole purpose of my 11 years yatra, to bring the sense to the people that whatever we are doing on this planet is a plain stupidity. And why we are able to do that? Because of one single thing, use of energy. Ever since humans have started learning to use energy, the carbon form of energy, we started creating problems for ourselves. But energy is very important. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and in the center of each of these goals is energy. But what we need to do and what I want all of you to do from today onward is wear a goggle of energy. Realize that everything that you are touching has a touch of energy. If you are sitting on a chair, that has taken energy. If you are brushing your teeth, that has taken energy. If you are wearing the clothes, that has taken energy. If you have traveled, petrol, diesel, that is energy. And say 80-85% energy comes from only three sources: coal, oil and gas, even today. So every time when you use energy, you are actually resulting in what is called carbon emission. So every time when you burn carbon, coal, oil and gas, it results in carbon dioxide. And we all emitting carbon dioxide every second of our life. And I keep asking, where do we emit carbon dioxide? Suppose in your kitchen you are burning LPG to cook your food, you're responsible for emitting carbon dioxide. Where are you emitting that? In the atmosphere, right? We all emit carbon dioxide in the atmosphere as if it is your father's property. Papa ka hai, chacha ka hai, nana ka hai, kaka ka hai, but we treat as our father's property, and look what is happening, how much more carbon dioxide we are emitting. Right now as I am talking to you, there is 50% extra carbon dioxide that is sitting in the atmosphere, 50%. We the modern humans have become so dangerous that we have changed our environment by 50%. Can you imagine? If your height increases by 50% or it decreases by 50%, what is going to happen? And as a result of that, there is a 50% extra trapping of the heat, 50% extra global warming, and there is a 50% extra possibility that the erratic weather will happen. So we have been using wrong energy. But we are also using wrong energy in the wrong way. Why I am saying wrong way? The manner we do things in our life. We keep trying to fly, more and more and running more and more and make bigger house. But at the same time, we are using plastic and throwing the garbage. Water quality is not same anymore. Air quality is not same anymore. And we feel that we are smart and we are growing and we are growing faster. So once upon a time, there used to be, Ganga was so pure that if you go and take a dip in Ganga, what used to happen? Sare paap dhul jate the. But now what happens if you go and take a dip in Ganga, what will happen? Do char paap ghar aa jayenge. This is how we are. So we have been using things in the wrong way, not realizing that whatever we are doing is impossible to do. You can't do that. And that is where the problem is. So going from the wrong energy and the wrong way of using energy, the solution lies in going to the right energy and the right way of using energy. And if you can take and understand from today what is the right energy and right way of energy, my job is done. Well, there's only one energy which is going to be eternal, forever. If you want human lives to be there only for 200 years, then let's use coal, petrol and diesel. If you want human lives to be there for millions of years, there is only one energy that is going to be there for millions of years, it's solar energy. And I keep asking people, how many of you are using solar energy? Can you raise your hand? Hardly anybody, right? That's a problem with the humans, modern humans, We do not realize that the fact that air that you're breathing is an example of solar energy. The water that you drink is an example of solar energy. The food is not possible to grow without solar energy. So if you're drinking water and breathing air and eating food, you're already using solar energy. Everyone is a big user of solar energy. So with this note, let me ask once again, how many of you are using solar energy? Everyone, right? What a revelation in your life, Thank God you realize today that you are using solar energy. Most people die without realizing this. बेचारे ऐसे ही मर जाते, पता भी नहीं चलता आखिरी तक कि उनके जीवन का अस्तित्व solar energy के कारण. We exist because of the sun on this planet, so we need to switch to right energy. That is solar energy, renewable energy, wind energy, biomass energy, whatever you call it. But it is even more important to do it in a right way. And that is where the problem is. All over the world, there are lots of meetings taking place. There are so many experts. There are so many NGOs working. Government is making policies. But the climate change is neither slowing down nor stopping. Rather, it is accelerating. And I'm sure everybody can feel that the climate change is accelerating. Why? Because we are not solving the problem in the right way. I believe that 99% people have no idea what is the right way. And for that, I'm going to do two fundamental boundary conditions of living on this planet. Number one, limit your consumption. The size of the planet is limited. Doesn't matter if your population become 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times. Can we all come together and stretch our planet and make it bigger? No, you can't. Can we increase the amount of water on the planet, soil on the planet, mineral on the planet? Nothing can be increased. Everything is fixed and finite. But what modern humans think? No, we should grow. GDP should grow. Production should grow. Consumption should grow. It's not possible because everything we derive from the planet, which itself is a fixed body. In one school, some student asked me, so sir, if you say we can't grow continuously, how does the GDP is growing all the time? And I thought about it and I said, there is only one way that we can increase our GDP. How? Chori karke, by stealing. And all the modern humans have become the super modern chore, How? Because with all our science and technology, we have learned how to take, for example, the tube well technology, we have learned how to take water from underground, but we have not learned how to put the water back. We have learned how to cut the trees, but we have not learned and created new forest. And therefore, water table is going down because we are taking a lot of water. So first thing you should learn is limit the consumption of anything that you consume, whether it is food, water, material, space, energy, everything you have to limit. And rule number 2, localize your production. Because whenever you have a centralized production, it always results in unequal distribution. Unequal distribution will result in inequity. Inequity will result in a lack of peace and eventually violence. And that's what is happening in the world. Science is growing, technology is growing, economy is growing. Is the brotherhood also growing? No. Is the love between people growing? No. Is the violence growing? Yes, because we are following the wrong model. So limiting and localizing of everything is the first boundary condition, and I guarantee you from this platform, if humans do not follow these boundary conditions, we will say some few thousand years later that once upon a time there were humans on this planet. We are moving towards the extinction and the 6th mass extinction. So limit and localize of what? Everything. If you are consuming water, first limit, don't take bath in the bathtub, and then localize, recharge locally. If you are consuming food, limit means don't waste the food and then use the locally produced food. If you are using clothes, for example, don't fill your cupboard full of clothes. The modern times, people are so used to buy things, the cupboards are filled with so many clothes, many pairs of clothes keep waiting for the honor. Mera malik mujhe kab pehnne wala hai? Does that happen with all of you? Please, for the God's sake, don't do that, because you may have money, you can afford to buy, nature cannot afford to supply. It is very important that you understand this limit. You may have a lot of money, you can buy 2 cars, nature cannot supply you 2 cars because in nature everything is finite. So this is the right way of doing, and then from the wrong energy to the wrong way of using energy, right energy to right way of using energy. And as I said, everything is energy. Clothes are energy, floor is energy, cement, and everything is energy. We have to use the right approach to switch to solar energy. And that right approach is I call it AMG approach. Avoid, minimize, and generate approach. Let's look what it is. First thing is avoid use of energy as much as possible, even if it is solar energy. Don't use solar energy. The rule number 1 of using solar energy is do not use solar energy. I'm a professor of solar energy and people call me Solar Man of India. My job is to promote solar energy, but what I'm saying, do not use solar energy as rule number 1. Why? Because there is no manufacturing technology in the world which does not have side effect. Everything that you manufacture is going to create an impact. Because even to make solar panel, you need to mine silicon, you need to make silicon cell, you need to make module. For making module, you require glass and aluminum frame. To erect the module, you require iron structure. To take the power out of the module, you require copper cable. And to process the power, you require inverter. All these components are going to mine material, you are going to use some chemicals, some energy, it will have side effects. And therefore, what is the best thing to do in life? Do nothing. That is absolutely best thing, where the greatest joy in life comes from the deepest meditation. And what we do in deep meditation? We do nothing, right? So the best thing, if you can learn from this lecture, how not to do things. And we have been learning how to do things. Let us start learning how not to do things and still get the job done. So avoid is the best thing. By the way, at my home, there is no refrigerator, there is no geyser, there is no air conditioner. I stopped ironing my clothes. It's not because I'm a poor person, I'm a professor of IIT Bombay. Also, the good thing is, after stopping all these things, I have not become a sad person, I have not become a dukhi person. Do I look like a dukhi person? No. Even one more important thing, I've been married last 20 years, my wife has not given me divorce yet, Which means that even if you are going to do the same thing and if stop using the refrigerator and geyser, nobody is going to leave you. But if you use them, then what will happen? Let me give some data. If you are going to use refrigerator for 1 day, go and read on your refrigerator, it is written 1 day of consumption is about 1 unit of electricity. 1 day refrigerator is 1 unit of electricity. If we take bath with the good hot water 1 day, it is about 1 unit of electricity. And if you sit in AC for 1 hour, that is also about 1 unit of electricity. And because 74% electricity in India comes from coal, 1 unit of electricity equal to 1 kilogram of carbon dioxide emission, 1000 grams. And once this carbon is emitted, it remains in the atmosphere for almost 300 years. How many years? 300 years. So your comfort of 1 day of refrigerator is discomfort for how many years? 300 years. What a disaster. What a crime that we all commit every single day. I do something today and for 300 years somebody is going to bear that. And who is somebody? Not I. I will die in another 30, 40, 50 years. Not I. Your children. Whose children? Your children, not Padosi ka children, right? Realizing that we are living in a very stupid manner and committing a crime that my children are going to bear. The best thing is avoid, because prevention is always better than cure. Using solar energy is cure. Not using any energy is prevention 1000 times better. If you cannot avoid, minimize it. How do I minimize it? Use energy efficiently. Use every material efficiently. And LED lights are a great example. How LED lights, if you replace normal fluorescent light with LED light, it cuts down your electricity by 50%, which means carbon emission is saved by 50%. The normal fan is induction motor fan. If you replace with the BLDC motor fan, it takes half of the power, which means half of the carbon emission is saved. Minimize it. The use of refrigerator should be avoided, but if you cannot avoid it, what you should do? Minimize it. How do I minimize it? Don't buy 2 doors and 3 doors and 4 doors refrigerator. People are trying to make room inside the refrigerator. Then I ask them, what do you do inside such a big 4-door refrigerator? You know what they say? अचार रख के खाते हैं. I believe कि फ्रिज के अंदर अचार रख के खाना दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा पाप है. But people do that. Don't do that. Buy a smaller refrigerator for meeting your critical needs. If you are using AC, first thing is avoid it. If you cannot avoid it, minimize it. How do I minimize it? Before you go to 5-star rated AC, make a smaller bedroom. Because what AC is doing, it is cooling your roof, it is cooling your wall, it is cooling your floor, furniture, and then finally, it is going to cool small body of 6 feet by 2 feet, So what a battamiz use of AC that we do. So minimize the space that you are going to cool. 1/3 energy should be minimized, 1/3 avoid, 1/3 minimize. And if you cannot minimize beyond further, then generate only 1/3. And that is true for all materials, but it's not about energy, because everything is anyway energy. Generate only 1/3, where? Locally as much as possible, on your rooftop. I have created a school in 2010 in Madhya Pradesh called in Khargone district. It is called Education Park. It's a 14-acre campus, and it was built in 2010. From 2010 till today, there is absolutely no electricity connection. Everything runs 100% on solar power. And that is what we should do. I hope everybody remembers this 3-step formula, AMG. A means avoid, M means minimize, and G means generate. How much? 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. And if you are not going to follow AMG, you will have to say, OMG, oh my God, solar is expensive. Oh my God, chat pe jagah nahi. Oh my God, policies are not there, subsidies are not there. All kind of excuses will come if you are not going to follow. And when we follow this, it will help us to reduce the impact of the climate change. So third point is, we have to do it in a right time. And how much time is left is given by the climate clock. The climate clock is a clock that tells us how much time is left before we touch the global warming of 1.5 degrees centigrade. Ideally, we should limit the global warming to 1.5 or maximum 2 degrees centigrade. Why should I do that? What is going to happen at 1.5 degrees centigrade? Well, at 1.5 degrees centigrade, irreversible change will start. And by 2 degrees centigrade, it will be completely irreversible. And therefore, whatever you want to do to correct the climate change, you have to do it right now. We are running out of time. And if you're not able to do it successfully, what will happen beyond 2 degrees centigrade? There'll be more floods, more droughts, more heat waves, more cold waves. Well, I mean, there's no disaster suddenly is going to happen. अचानक प्रलय आएगा ऐसा नहीं होने वाला. That प्रलय आया और सब लोग मर गए. And I keep saying, don't worry, चिंता मत करो, nature is not going to kill you so easily. इतनी आसान मौत नहीं मिलने वाली. You know, as the climate become irreversible, we are going to suffer more and more and more. And this clock shows, this was the picture taken at the 31st October, it says 5 years and only 264 days is what is remaining. And as of today, I'm talking to you, maybe 5 years and some 210 days, that's it. And by looking at this number, you should all be jumping right now, isn't it? That, oh my God, only 5 years are left. Oh my God, I need to do something. But the problem of this modern world is, it is all sleeping, deep sleep, not realizing that we are in a really, really great danger. So, not only that you have to switch to right energy, not only you have to switch to the right way, to the right energy, but you have to do it right time. Once you cross the irreversible limit, then doesn't matter if all the humans on this planet, if they decide to come together and do nothing on this planet and live only with a langot, still you are not able to correct the problem. So with this, I would like to give this idea of adopting to energy Swaraj. We need to all adopt to energy Swaraj. Yes, you can see the clock now, it's 5 years and 211 days, 16 hours, 24 minutes and seconds counting down. We don't have really time. We need to really, really hurry up and take action. Drastic and immediate actions are required. What we need to do? Go away from wrong energy and the wrong way of using energy to right energy and the right way of using energy and in the right time. And when we do this, then in true sense, we are going to adopt to energy Swaraj. Then we all in true sense become energy independent. And right now, so many countries are dependent with each other. You know, whenever wars happen, something happens, my vegetable prices goes up. We have made the whole world very, very fragile. Let us become energy independent. Becoming energy independent is one of the most powerful things. And Prime Minister Modi also said, if India has to become Atmanirbhar, it has to become Atmanirbhar in energy. And if we have to become Atmanirbhar in energy, every individual, every institution should become Atmanirbhar in energy and adopt to energy Swaraj. I also believe that it is impossible for any government to solve the problem. Impossible. Because last 30 years we have seen, you know, there are all kind of national, international agreements that are taking place. Recently, the COP meetings got over. It is nearly impossible for government to solve the problem. Anyway, who has created the problem of climate change? I have done it. Who is going to solve it? Only I am going to solve it. I am not going to wait for the government. They are anyway not able to do because time is not there. Government, even if they wish to do, we are running out of time. And therefore, I believe that we need a public movement. When everybody feels that it is their responsibility to solve the problem. When everybody feels that wearing non-iron clothes is a better thing than wearing iron clothes. Why? Because somebody who is wearing iron clothes is using energy resulting in carbon dioxide, which you and my children are going to get affected. So when the public movement happens, when you and I start taking pride in consuming less energy, when you and I start taking pride in saying, I don't have a refrigerator at my home, I'm a better person. When you and I start saying that I don't have electricity connection at my home, then you are a better person. We have to change the norms of the society and create a fashion of using less energy. And as I said, at my home there is no refrigerator, no geyser, no air conditioner. I have stopped ironing my clothes. And to create a fashion, we have done one more thing. We have decided one more thing. I have 2 daughters. And we have decided that whenever my daughters are going to get married, in their marriage function, we are going to invite only those guests who come without ironing their clothes. And those who come with the iron clothes will say, Namaste Kalana. And I request all the young people, you know, really to follow the same trend. Let us make it as a trend. And we started a campaign called Wah Wrinkle Achhe Hain. Every Monday, we are asking people to wear non-iron clothes and take part in the Wrinkle Achhe Hain campaign. Also, to take part in this, you can become energy literate. It is important to understand that the whole world is play of energy. And we are playing a wrong game of energy. And to understand what is the right game, you become energy literate. It is illiteracy of the energy that has created a problem. With this note, I would like to thank you everyone for giving attention to me. Thanks a lot.